Have you ever wondered how we were able to send messages throughout the cosmos in Honkai Star Rail? Or how humanity from certain planets were able to traverse the stars and become an advanced race so quickly? Well, some planets are blessed with an individual who would advance their civilization by thousands of years in one human lifespan. These individuals are called geniuses, and should they draw the gaze of Nu, the erudition, they can become members of the Genius Society, an organization whose life's purpose is to solve the unknown, to work out the equations of the universe, and to learn of everything the cosmos has to offer. Now, before we talk about the Genius Society and its members, let us talk about the founder of the society and the Aeon that guides them. The founder of the Genius Society is Xandar I Kuwabara, Genius Society member number 1. Unfortunately, most of his books and inventions have been lost to time, except for one, his most important invention, one that even persists today. That is the astral supercomputer he created to provide answers to the universe. Now, this computer doesn't really know all the answers yet, but its drive to know the unknowable eventually caused it to ascend beyond its physical form and become an Aeon by opening up the path of erudition. The Aeon would be known as Nu, the erudition. Yep, that's right. Xandar created the very Aeon that now guides those that would follow the path of erudition. Xandar then became the emanator of erudition. Now, not every big-brained scientist can just join the Genius Society. Even if your work transcends all knowledge your entire planet has to offer, sometimes it doesn't even scratch an itch in the knowledge banks of the Aeon of erudition. What is required is but a spark of intelligence that could draw the gaze of the Aeon. It doesn't matter if you can solve the problem you thought about, or if it was just a fleeting thought about this super obscure thing about the universe. If it's a new way to think about the trillions of variables of the cosmos, then that is already very valuable to Nu. Then the final requirement would be to humble yourself and admit that the answer to the universe is beyond the limits of mortal wisdom. Only then would Nu send a signal to you as an invitation to join the search for answers. This is actually quite, genius, because by accepting the help of the Aeon, you get access to all the knowledge that the Aeon and all of the geniuses have accumulated. Which means you don't have to start your work off of nothing. And by joining, you gain access to the vast knowledge of all the mistakes and all the research that they've already done, allowing you to progress your work far, far ahead than anything your planet could offer. Now, when you do get accepted into the society, you may find yourself in an audience with other members of the society. While most of the geniuses are self-serving, they are actually quite respectful of each other. But they usually look down upon those who they think are beneath their intelligence. However, it would be an understatement to say that the geniuses have contributed a lot to the advancement of humanity. In fact, as I mentioned at the start, the ability to send messages throughout the cosmos is made possible by an invention by Elias Salus, the 56th member of the society. He created the foundation of an ultra-long-range communication system as a way for the geniuses to communicate with each other even through infinitely long distances. This technology was then reproduced by the Intelligentsia Guild, which allowed everyone to use the technology, providing communication to all of humanity who have reached the level of, an iPhone 1000 Pro Max Plus or something like that. But you may ask, why did the Intelligentsia Guild have to reproduce the invention? Why wasn't it just given to them or provided for all of humanity? Well, as mentioned, most of the geniuses don't actually share their inventions with humanity, at least not immediately, as they couldn't really care less about the rest of humankind. They even found members who are selfless to be strange, such as Aiden, the 22nd member of the society, who spent all of his time assisting others, teaching others, and even providing useful inventions to the IPC. It is because of him that the Genius Society is actually seen in a positive light within the cosmos, because they would see him being helpful and people would think that the Genius Society is actually a boon to mankind, which, to be fair, it is. It's just if they keep to themselves, then not really. Going back though, even though the geniuses don't typically share their invention, eventually they do finish, well, creating the invention, and they basically get bored of it, so they move to new and exciting ideas. And their old inventions eventually get donated or sold or even abandoned, and then other people rediscover these inventions, which is then used to further humanity. Unfortunately, this also takes time, as most members of the society don't take down notes, as their minds are capable of retaining the knowledge anyway, so it takes a while and quite a bit of knowledge to recreate the inventions that they left behind. That's why any manuscript or written documents from the geniuses are considered priceless. Although that changed with Madam Herta, who does in fact share some knowledge with the Interastral Peace Corporation, which is why many researchers from all over the cosmos flock to the Herta Space Station in hopes of being able to work with the genius herself. Though that doesn't really happen and they end up more as guinea pigs for her. Now currently there are 84 members of the Genius Society, but only 14 have been mentioned and we only have information of 10 of them. So we'll go through them really quickly. First, we have Xandar 1 Kuwabara, Genius Society member number 1. The founder and creator of New and the Genius Society. He's also the emanator of erudition. Then we have Polka Kakamond, Genius Society member number 4, also known as the Lord of Silence, an infamous member of the society who is said to have murdered other members, then destroyed all depictions of herself within the known universe. She is currently missing, but Herta believes she is still alive. Next, we have Aiden, Genius Society member number 22, who was called Strange for being a selfless member of the society, assisting others and helping further humanity until his death. He also created the Aiden Classic Science School of Thought. Next is Serkal, Genius Society member number 29, also known as the Net Weaver of all creation. She invented the meta-filled space, which is basically a successful version of the metaverse, but access to it was revoked for some unknown reason. The meta-filled space is basically the internet, but you can access it with your mind. Next is Elias Salas, Genius Society member number 56, who we already mentioned created the ultra long-range communication system and challenged Xandar's theory on the imaginary tree. Next is Dr. Primitive, Genius Society member number 64. He was a notorious criminal who was known for his mastery of gravity capture technology, allowing him to have unmatched speed within the cosmos, making him nigh impossible to catch. Next is Skrulum, Genius Society member number 76. A machine and self-proclaimed mechanical aristocrat, he converted an entire planet into his own personal home, and is said to have the best hacking skills in the universe, though was recently hacked by Silverwolf, so that may not hold true anymore. He is also one of the members working with Herta on the simulated universe. He created the logic and algorithm of the simulated universe. Next is Ruan Mei, Genius Society member number 81. She is also a member working with Herta on the simulated universe. She created the simulated aeons as close to her understanding of them as possible, while also allowing each aeon to be able to manipulate their simulated form, giving the simulated universe a more realistic feel for them to study the aeons. Next is Herta, Genius Society member number 83, one of the most prolific members of the society. She solved many theories in her childhood and even created a way to de-age herself, granting her near immortality. She was able to capture and seal the Stellaron that is within the main character, and has met certain aeons twice. And lastly, Stephen Lloyd, Genius Society member number 84. He created gloves that could capture specific frequencies and confine lights and sounds within a designated area. However, he is very secretive and doesn't often appear in public. He also asked Herta not to divulge any of his information about the simulated universe, so he remains a bit of a mystery. And that's it for all the Genius Society members we know. Hopefully we do get to meet more of the Genius Society, since I think in one of the trailers we already meet Scrollum. But what do you guys think about the Genius Society? Are they just big-brained narcissists, or would they be playing an important role in the story? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I've been playing a lot of Star Rail recently, and it's very interesting, honestly speaking. I really like Star Rail. But that's all from me. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.